Evening YouTubers, hope you're doing well. Classic 80s fanboy here. And before we begin this last video, just to round things all off, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to everybody who liked my videos. I've had 150 likes over the past 2 days for the last video I put up, so many thanks to you. If you do enjoy listening to these videos, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It'll really help me, and it'll helps out with the algorithms so that we can push this on and spread the word out to more people. I'm starting to share my videos on YouTube as well, so hopefully that will give it a little bit of a boost. Okay. This year, before we begin, I'd just like to give a quick recap. Basically, I talked in the last video about PTSD and the process that I had to go through to even get treated. And I talked about the certain aspects of the treatment. Tonight, however, I just want to talk about how before they give you the treatment, they expect you to give 100% and be 100% committed. Because if you don't give in that commitment, then the treatment doesn't work. It fails. It's just not worth you showing up, basically. So when you phone up to book your appointment, make sure you really want to do it. If you're not ready to do it, don't do it. When you are ready and you feel like you need the help, phone up and you will get the help, okay? Throughout my treatment, they asked me to keep a journal. And during the 6 months treatment that I had to keep a journal from start to finish on thoughts, feelings, how I felt at the time, and anything that happened throughout the day. After the treatment, I had to write it all down, and that helps as well. If you can keep a journal, you don't have to stick to it on a regular basis. Say every couple of days, even if you feel like it, just write down your thoughts and feelings. That all helps as well. Okay. So as I just said just then, I was discharged from TalkWorks after 6 months. It only took 6 months of treatment, and I was seeing them 2-3 times a week for an hour each session. After 6 months, they were happy to discharge me. So, and I felt happy to be discharged as well. I was feeling a hell of a lot better than what was before, and my assessor could tell. He noticed a massive change in me. And about the social aspect as well. I wanted to start doing things. I wanted to start meeting people, talking about my experiences, and that's when he knew that I was ready to go. So he discharged me. Now, just because I've been discharged doesn't mean to say I still have problems myself. As you can see, my weight has I've ballooned, basically. That's one of the issues I have to face on a day-to-day basis. My weight has ballooned, and through not being able to do any running or anything because of having arthritis in both my knees, that stops me from doing stuff as well. During this period that we're going through, I'm not going to name it because everybody knows what it's called, and YouTube don't like it if you turn and name the name of it. So what I will say is during this period, you do suffer with isolation because of the fact you're isolated away. And yes, I have my wife to speak to, but that's about, and I get to speak to my family once a week. My father phones up, but that's about it. Don't get any contact, and I do on occasion speak to my sons because I've got 2 sons as well. And on occasion, I will FaceTime them, they will FaceTime me. But they have a life as well, you know. They're busy doing their things whilst I'm stuck at home. It's just one of them things that happens, you know. What helped me in the end was that I joined a social group. I joined when I left the Royal Marines. And after I went through the treatment, I joined my local Royal Marines Association, and it's not called RMA anymore. It's called Royal Marines Charities. But the RMA does form part of the massive umbrella, but it's just called the Royal Marines Charities. And I joined my local group in Devon. It's full of old boys, basically. There's not many youngsters in there. I'm one of the youngest at 46, so a lot of the guys are old boys. And a lot of them have not gone through what I and many of the other fellow friends have gone through as well. The PTSD part, they've not gone through it. I don't, probably during their period they were more stoic and able to accept, able to put up with it. But it's only been recently, it's been, I'd say in the past 10 years, people have only just sort of delved straight in and found out more about it, So there is more information available now, whereas in their era, there probably wasn't. Okay. I took on a hobby. Not only I'm doing this YouTube video just to sort of get whatever happened to me out, so that other people are informed and the help that is out there. I took up Doctor Who. As you can see from the camera, your face, I've got some things to show. And what I'll do on my next video is take you on a virtual tour. So basically, I'll turn the camera around the other way, and I'll walk around exactly what I've got and give a little bit more of a talk about how long I've been collecting, because I've been doing it for quite a while. So during this lockdown period, and we're coming up to another one now, there's going to be another one, on, as you all well know, on Thursday. The most important thing is to keep in contact with people. Even though you're not able to see them face to face, or give your loved ones a hug or anything like that, still keep in contact. Give them a phone call, FaceTime them, messenger them, or anything like that. As long as you've still got contact, that helps. It's when you walk away from the contact and you break off contact and don't speak to people, that's when the isolation kicks in and you start feeling lonely. The last thing you want to do is start thinking about things and letting it get on top of you, which is basically what happened to me. I was letting things build up. I'm not saying I'm completely cured, because I'm not. I don't think you ever get completely cured, but you're able to cope with things a lot better. You just have to ask my wife. She knows that I can still lose my temper, and I'm still a grumpy bugger according to her, but as long as you take each day as it comes, and basically you can learn to live with PTSD. It's not, as I say, you're not 100% cured, but you're able to cope with it a lot better than what you were previously. Now you've had help and knowledge of what it's all about. Now, before I go, I just want to say a couple of things. Always remember, and this was a piece of advice given to me by my therapist. Always remember there's someone in a worse situation than yourself. Okay? There's always somebody in a worse situation than you. I'm thankful I've got a roof over my head. I'm thankful I've got my lovely collection that I'm still building up. I'm thankful for that. I've got a happy married life. I've got another thing you've got to remember: happy wife equals happy life. Okay? If you have a wife that's happy, enough said on that one. Also, if you've gained any experience, gained any knowledge from what I've been talking to you for the past couple of videos, please feel free to pass it on. I will come back to PTSD every now and again and talk about it, because that's one of the reasons why I set up this channel, was to help people out and give advice, not advice, but give help wherever I can. Okay. So if you found this knowledgeable, pass it on. Pass it on to somebody else. If there's somebody you even work with in it, if you're still in the armed forces and you find somebody in the same situation I was in, you can tell a mile off if there's problems. Okay, get them to open up. Get them to try and get them to talk, because that's what they need. They need people to talk, not to talk to, but they need people to listen and understand their position. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to talk back to them, as long as you're willing to just sit and listen to them. That's what a lot of these people need. That's what I needed, just someone just to sit there and just listen to what I had to say. Okay, and that really does help. And the last thing I want to say before I go is knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. So once you get that knowledge, you've got the power to do anything. And all I want to say is, when I had a lot of replies back, because I did, one in particular, he knows who he is. I'd just like to say to him, thank you very much. Okay. And let's still keep talking. When I'm ready, I'll contact you and we'll have a bit of a FaceTime. And then hopefully if you feel up to it at some point, feel free to join me on this channel. I'll open up a live chat and we'll record it and put it on this channel. It's only if you feel comfortable with it, all right? So in the meantime, my friends, take care. Please still keep liking, sharing and subscribing. And look after one another and yourselves. Bye for now.